Yes, welcome back to another video, guys, and that's right, today I'm back to review Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Now, I'm a couple days late on this. I did get to see it opening day, but I had to work yesterday. So yeah, a couple days late. I apologise for that. But I reviewed it on my Letterboxd, so if anyone's interested or super interested, they probably already know my thoughts on it. But yeah, so spoiler-free review. And yeah, let's get started. So Black Panther Wakanda Forever opens with the sad passing of T'Challa, and it sees this nation slowly mourning the loss of their king, while at the same time a looming threat from the ocean is emerging. So yeah, it's an interesting, I really feel sorry for the writers here and stuff, because obviously they were dealt a terrible situation, which of course no one's fault. The unbelievably sad passing of Chadwick Boseman, who was fantastic as T'Challa, fantastic actor in general, and a really lovely man by the looks of things. And it is so sad that he passed away. And these writers here, you got to commend them in a way. They've done such a great job with this movie, considering the terrible situation they were put in. And I really do like the first Black Panther movie. It has a lot of fantastic aspects about it. Like the score and the costumes, and it has a very interesting dynamic plot. It is then sort of bogged down by kind of a lot of the normal Marvel formula stuff, like the third act's a bit messy, some rocky CGI. And I was hoping that this film here would improve on that, but while I think I preferred Wakanda Forever to the first one, it does fall into a lot of the same traps. This film is excellent in so many areas. Let me start off by saying the characters and the actors behind them are brilliant. Easily the highlight of the film. One thing that we've really not got much from Marvel this year is good character growth. Doctor Strange was very, I really didn't feel like that character grew at all. Thor was kind of just a walking joke throughout all of Love and Thunder. Here, you get real good character growth. You do see the characters progress through the story. I want to start off by saying that the mum in it, whose name I'm forgetting, was maybe the highlight of the movie for me. I thought she was fantastic, and the actress done such a good job. Shuri is a character I've never been a huge fan of, but this movie she gets put front and center, and wow, they do such a good job moving this character forward and making her much more of a prominent character in this universe. And the actress does a great job as well. Okoye is a personal favourite of mine. She's very funny. She brings a lot of the humour to this, and she's great. And then I think her name's Nikita, the love interest of T'Challa from the first movie, was also great in this movie. And you get to see a lot more of the Dora Milaje, pronouncing that completely wrong probably, but I like the fact that this time they're not just walking soldiers. You do get to connect with a couple of them. A few of them get a few more lines, which is nice. And you have the introduction of Ironheart in this. Probably one of the weaker aspects about the movie, but she was okay, nothing terrible. And then of course they bring back what's his name, Ross, Martin Freeman's character. You could tell they didn't really have loads to do for him in this movie, but when they did use him, he was pretty good. And, of course, Namor is introduced, the villain, who I did like, but I do have some problems with him as well. So it's funny that the two characters I seem to have problems with the newer ones. I feel like Ironheart, a lot of her dialogue was kind of rocky, whereas everyone else's was great. And her suit just doesn't look good, in my opinion. It looked awful, and in fact, the CGI over the top as well didn't help. It wasn't great when it came to her character. And Namor was better, definitely. My issues with Namor is the build-up to get to him was awesome. You see a lot of silhouettes and outlines of him before you actually see him properly. And it's great. It's like this haunting music. And every time he sort of attacks, or his men attack before you see him, it's great. It's so well shot. There's this eerie mystery behind this character. And then he sort of appears and it's like, oh, you're not that intimidating at all. He doesn't look that intimidating. He doesn't sound it. But I like the way they use his powers in the final act of the movie and stuff. So he's nothing bad, don't get me wrong. It's just the build up to him was a lot better than when he was actually on screen. But yeah, so as I say, there's so many great aspects about this, and I do want to say, like, the score as well was the standout for me. The score to this film was brilliant. It's probably even better than the first movie score. The costumes, again, fantastic. I love the kind of world building, the lore that the Black Panther films have. It's far superior to probably all the other Marvel films in that area. It's just very interesting to watch this completely new culture and get to see some of their ways. I think it's really, really well done. And the story to the movie is pretty good as well. I really do like it. So yeah, and some of the cinematography is nice as well. So there's some really, really nice shots in this movie, and it really makes you wonder what the hell was Sam Raimi and Taika Waititi doing with their two films, because this is far better than those two previous Marvel films this year. It feels a lot more like a proper movie and not just an addition to the universe. It does feel like its own thing, even though it does set up this Ironheart thing. But you sort of take that out of the equation, it does feel like its own contained film, which is nice. My issues with the movie is, and I hate doing this because Marvel, you know, that these films they are rushed out. They've got deadlines to meet and they have to get them out for then. I understand that, but it does make me wish that they'd maybe take their time a little bit more on some of these, because some of the CGI in this film, like most of it, is great, but there's like 10% of some really rocky CGI in this film. And that was a real shame, because there are a few moments where you do just go, "Argh." Second, I think this film was too long. I think the pacing really struggled in points. There's moments where the film moves 100 miles an hour and it's great. It's like action scene, fantastic. And it slows down for some dialogue, which is great. You do some character building. But then there's a lot of things that go on unnecessarily a bit too long in this movie. So, yeah, that was a bit of a shame. And I really wanted a longer Marvel movie, but I do think this one could have been trimmed down 5 to 10 minutes. So, yeah, it's funny. The other two Marvel films we got this year felt too short, and this one feels too long. But anyway, yeah, that's my review for Black Panther. I want to say that it was a very good movie. It was like the first Black Panther movie, it was borderlining a great movie. But it's just a lot of those kind of Marvel, you know, normal Marvel things come out, and it's like it just held it back a little bit for me. It was so close. I'm hoping that, because I'm sure we'll get a third movie, I'm hoping with the third movie they really finally just nail it, because they're both very good films, and we're really close here. I'm gonna give this film, what am I getting? I'm feeling kind. On my Letterboxd, I gave it 7.5, and everywhere else I'm giving it 7.5. But I'm gonna go on the record on YouTube in a minute. I'm reflecting on it, and I did have a really good time. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, easily the best MCU film this year. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, go see it, because it is a very good movie. It's very impressive in many areas. And there is this whole woke culture at the minute who's out for this film, of course, for obvious reasons. Don't let these people influence you. It's a solid movie, and yeah, just please don't listen to those people. But anyway, thanks so much for watching as always, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a message. And as always, I'll see you next time for another video. Bye-bye.